What's good on YouTube? It's Bandwagonbam here with D-Wagon reacting to Savages from the 6 Flippa. These lot are Canadians. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Toronto. Let me know if I'm right or wrong in it. But yeah, so someone called Chunks in my Twitch chat, he was like, listen, react to some Toronto, react to some Canadian. But watch a short documentary about them before you react to them so you know who they are, innit? Make sense? I like that. That's clean, isn't it? Have you ever heard of them?
Never.
I've never heard of them myself either. You lot, the Bandwagonbam Bally merch is out. So hit me up on Snapchat. My Snapchat is here. You see this wagon wheel or this bandwagon right here, yeah? These are all my socials. It's not here just to look pretty. I'm just letting you not know, because a lot of people will be like, oh, Bam, what's your snap on that? Alright, but yeah, let's run this one up.
Party, I snuck a night up in that party. I just fucking built the party. I bought the weed and the stick.
Flip a birdie, I kill some more. These sticks we dirty, yeah, when we ball.
So today, I'm going to be talking about 29-year-old Saeed Muhaydin, who's better known as
Is he Somali?
Postman or Flippa. He's from a tough area in Toronto called Lawrence Heights, in a neighborhood that in 2009 was labeled the murder capital, known as Jungle. He's part of the Go Get 'Em gang, a group who's not only established themselves in the streets, but also in the music scene. Flippa raps alongside Top 5, another popular rapper from the same area, who's infamously known for trying to check Lil TJ.
He's Mali, for real, fam. Fam, these are like F's cousins and that.
When he was in Toronto for a show. Now, let's take a look into Flippa's documented history and see what makes him a...
Dude, I don't get, why do niggas need to check in to areas? It's not like man's chilling on the block, man's trying to chill with the ops or something. Man just care to make my show money and dip out. Like, if a white person came to your ends to make money and dip out, you ain't gonna check them. You're only checking them because they're black. Like, let's keep it real. It's because they're black and they're from that culture.
It's because they don't want to feel threatened more time.
That make no sense, fam.
Savage from the 6. Flippa's history in the streets most likely dates
That
much
definitely looks like
further
F's
back.
little brother, bro.
But the first
I promise
documented
you,
instance of
on
him
God,
is from the spring
he
of
did that
2013.
Yes, he does
On
look like
April
racist.
4th, a
No,
bank
it's not
robbery
racist,
occurred in
bro.
west
He
of
actually looks
Toronto,
like
in Mississauga, at a Bank of Montreal branch.
We ain't seen
Police
Elvis
say
in
a man
time.
walked in the branch in the early afternoon and handed the teller a note that demanded cash. But the teller pressed a panic button that set off an alarm, and the suspect fled the bank empty-handed. No one was injured, and the suspect had no apparent weapon. Now, it's not clear how the police linked him to the incident, but they put a warrant out for Flippa's arrest for robbery. His professional savage career started early. The next documented instance of Flippa was in the summer of 2015. This time, he was way across the country, in Fort McMurray, Alberta, which is a small town, but known to have a relatively high crime rate. In the early morning of June 2nd, 2015, the RCMP were called to Richard Street. When they arrived, they found a 32-year-old man suffering from a single gunshot wound. He was transported to the hospital in stable condition. Another incident happened about a month later. On July 10th, at around 3 a.m., RCMP responded to reported gunshots in the Charles and Hainault Street area. When they arrived, they found that no one had been shot, but several buildings and parked cars were sprayed with bullets. Police believed it was a targeted shooting. Once again,
Wait, you see when people get shot, yeah? You see because the bullet's hot, it burns their skin at the same time, correct?
Bro, I never seen a bullet wound in my life.
You never see one?
No, I don't need to see one.
You don't need to see one. It's just like, I thought you would have seen one, innit?
it's not clear how
He walked in the bank with no weapon and passed the note to a bit. Oh, okay, makes sense. But wouldn't the note have like fingerprints on it?
the police connected Flippa to the shootings, but he was charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of careless use of a firearm, 1 count of possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, and 2 counts of discharging a firearm with intent, among other offenses. We're now brought back to Toronto in 2019 for Flippa's next alleged crime. On March 19th, emergency...
So he went 4 years without getting in trouble then. That's long. I'll give it to him.
Crews responded to the Junction area around Randolph and Perth Avenue to reports of a daylight shooting. Upon arrival to the scene, the police officers and paramedics located a 22-year-old man who was suffering from gunshot wounds. They quickly transported him to the hospital, but he later died. He
R.I.P.
was identified as Jerome Bell, nicknamed Murda, who was also a rapper and a supposed rival of the Go Get 'Em gang. The case went cold for over a year before the police suddenly announced that they had made an arrest in connection to the shooting. Flippa was charged with first-degree murder, alleging he was a shooter who killed Jerome Bell. This is the case that he is currently in jail for. There hasn't been a trial yet, so he is innocent until proven guilty. Even though he was behind bars, he still managed to get caught up in yet another case for something that had happened several months prior to his arrest. In the early afternoon of November 4th of 2019, police rushed to a plaza by the Queensway and West Mall area after several frantic calls came in about someone getting shot.
It does look like a GTA bit, innit?
When emergency crews arrived, they found a man laying outside the UPS store, suffering multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the hospital, but succumbed to his injuries. The victim was quickly identified as Antonio Scratch Fiorda, 50, who lived in Maple. Police claimed the man was a mob enforcer and had ties to a mob called the Calabrian Camiso family. He was apparently a made man. It said that he got out of his Audi and was walking towards the entrance of the plaza when a man got out of a black pickup truck that was parked close by and fired at the man from point-blank range. Because of the man's mob history, the police believe the killing might have been a paid hit. Now this is a guy who in 1996 was charged after the police found an AK-47, a pipe bomb, and other explosives in his North York.
The Flippies we got bombed for, bro.
I don't know.
How much like civilians, not civilians, but like gangsters, do you know that let off bombs? None, bro. Even like when Diggity had a sniper, bro. What are you gonna do with it? Jump off and quit scope off of flipping the tower, bro.
He's just staying on.
Because I know Diggity ain't going to sniff. Like I know he's not gonna sit and snipe someone, bro. What's the point? I know that for a fact.
Home. He ended up doing prison time for the charges, as well as served a prior sentence for extortion. So this was a serious dude with some real connections. On May 19, 2020, almost 6 months into the investigation of Antonio's murder, police charged Flippa with first-degree murder for the killing.
Fam, in England, yeah, the closest thing we got to a bomb, yeah, is like alcohol like this, and then Molotov. Molotov, and then they put like a sock in it, light it, and then when it gets there, it will explode. So they'll throw it, and then it explodes in it.
The time he was charged, he had already spent a few months in prison for his alleged involvement in the homicide of Murda. Both of these cases have yet went to trial, so Flippa may very well end up beating them and getting out. In which case, he'll be known for being a rapper who really lives what they rap. Alright folks,
I can't wait to hear his music.
The documented history of Flippa. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch you on the next one.
Peace. I can't wait to hear this guy's music now, you know. Man like Flippa the Vipper. So, you lot, tell us what you think about that yourself in the comments. Tell me if you've ever heard of Toronto music or Toronto drill, ever. I haven't heard of it in my life, but I'm going to go listen to some right now, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm out. Peace.
Back out, slap it out. Short but I bang like Pacquiao. Man just ping it or ching it. If I ain't did it, I still bring back out. Kyle's probably hit squad baby. Hit squad crazy. Rip man's